Example 2 shows us how to solve problems using an equation. So we know that 1 inch is equal to 2 54 centimeters. That's what we call a conversion factor. Okay. How many centimeters long is an 18-inch ruler? Well, in this case, we know the inches, and we're looking for the centimeters. So the first thing that we do is we look for an equation that represents the relationship between centimeters and inches. We're going to use the equation y equals kx, because for every inch, we have 2 54 centimeters. That means our centimeters are the y number. So you can see here that they've got the arrow. Centimeters is going to be our y number, and the inches are going to be the x number. Okay? Because we need to multiply 2 54 times every inch that we have in order to get the number of centimeters. So we call that constant of proportionality, that k number here. Okay, so if you're looking here, we've got our k number, and that's what we call that constant of proportionality, and that is the 2 54. Okay, so when we substitute into the equation to figure out how many centimeters long the ruler is, we replace the x number, which is my inches, with 18 because the ruler is 18 inches. And we find out when we multiply 2 54 times 18, that's what we're doing here, that we get 45 72 hundredths. So that means the 18 inches on the ruler is equal to 45 72 hundredths centimeters. So you can see that we can use the equation in order to solve another problem. Now take a look at the try it question. A florist sells a dozen roses for $35.40. She sells individual roses for the same unit cost. Write an equation to represent the relationship between the number of roses, x, and the total cost of the roses, y. How much would 18 roses cost? So I see a whole series of questions here and several tasks that we need to do. The first thing that I underlined was the dozen roses. So how many make up a dozen again? That's right, 12 make up a dozen. So now we can use a ratio of the cost of 1 dozen roses and the number of roses in a dozen in order to find out the cost for 1 rose. So now I'd like for you to figure out what is the cost for 1 rose. The unit cost for 1 rose is $2.95. Since the florist sells individual roses for the same unit cost, we can say that $2.95 is the cost for each rose that she sells. Now we need to use that unit cost to write an equation to represent the relationship between the number of roses, x, and the total cost of the roses, y. So the question we ask ourselves is, what do I do with that $2.95 every single time in order to find out the amount that I spend on roses? Well, if I multiply the $2.95 times the number of roses, which is the x number, you can see that over here in the problem. I'll highlight that for you. Okay. If I know that I'm multiplying $2.95 times every rose that I have, then the total cost of the roses is going to be the y number. So that means that when I multiply $2.95 times the number of roses I buy, I get y, which is the total cost spent on roses. So there's my equation that I need to use to solve that. And then the last question says, how much would 18 roses cost? So use the equation and what you know about unit rates in order to determine how much 18 roses will cost. Now be careful because this is what shows up on your calculator. 53 1/10. But remember, this is money. So whenever we have money, we have to use 2 places after the decimal point. So what goes at the end of this? A 0, which means you would have to spend $53.10 on 18 roses. Now let's move on to example 3. Example 3. Determine whether y equals kx describes a situation. Can you represent the total cost, y, for admission and x rides at the amusement park using an equation in the form y equals kx? Explain. So the first thing that I needed to do is figure out where's the information coming from. And then I see the sign over here on the side, the fun fair sign. So the fun fair sign indicates that we have an admission price of $20 and each ride is going to cost $5. So step 1 says, let's make a table to show the total cost that we would spend by going to the fun fair. If I go to the fun fair and I just get in the door, I have not taken any of the amusement park rides, so that's a 0, but I have had to pay admission of $20. If I go on one ride at the fair, then I had to pay $20 to get in the door, but another $5 for the ride. So I now spent a total of $25. If I go on 2 rides at the fun fair, now I've had to spend money to get in and to ride 2 rides. So think about what math you have to do to get to each of those total costs. I only rode 1 ride at the beginning, but I had to spend $20 to get in. If I go on 2 rides, I have to pay to get in, plus I went on 2 rides that were $5 each. If I ride 3 rides at the fun fair, then I've had to pay $20 to get in, plus I had to pay $5 for 3 of those rides. So comparing and using ratios for the cost at the fair and the number of rides that you get to go on for that cost can be found by using those ratios and creating unit rates. Once we know the unit rates, we can determine whether the relationship is proportional. In this case, when I find the unit rate that compares the total cost that I spend and the number of rides that I've been on, do I have a proportional relationship? In other words, are these unit rates the same? And the answer is no. This relationship is not proportional because the unit rates that describe those relationships are not equal. Therefore, it cannot be represented with an equation y equals kx. Now, could we write a different equation to describe that relationship? And the answer is absolutely. So if y is the total cost, that is equal to how much that I paid to get in plus it cost me $5 times the number of rides that I went on, because each ride was $5. But in this case, what are we using in place of the word rides? That is the variable x. So we do have an equation that we can write, but it will not be in the form of y equals kx. You'll notice that there's addition in that equation. So we're not just multiplying, we also have to add in more information. Now let's consider the try it question at the bottom of the page. Balloon A is released 5 feet above the ground. Balloon B is released at ground level. Both balloons rise at a constant rate. Which situation can you represent using an equation in the form y equals kx? Explain. So what we're looking for here is to determine which of these two is a proportional relationship. So balloon A is released 5 feet above the ground. In other words, somebody's holding on to it. Balloon B is at the ground level. In other words, somebody's holding it on the ground and then lets go. So for balloon A, after 1 second, it has a height of 9 feet. After 2 seconds, it has a height of 13 feet. And after 3 seconds, it has a height of 17 feet. So let's compare those unit rates. 9 to 1, 13 to 2, and 17 to 3. So when I find the unit rates here, I get 9, 6.5. How did I get that? Remember, division, 13 divided by 2. And what do I get for 17 thirds, or 17 to 3? That's right, we get 5, and the 6 is repeating, so 5.6 repeating. Are these ratios equal to each other? And the answer is no. So this is not a proportional relationship. Now let's take a look at balloon B. Whenever the balloon was let go, at 1 second, it was 4 feet off the ground. At 2 seconds, it was 8 feet off the ground. And after 3 seconds, it was 12 feet off the ground. So each of those will also create a unit rate, just like we did before. A ratio of 4 to 1 gives me a unit rate of 4. A ratio of 8 to 2 also gives me a unit rate of 4. And the ratio of 12 to 3 gives me again a unit rate of 4. And remember, you've got to check every ratio in that table. Now, this is your K number. Because each of these ratios is equal, we have what we call the constant of proportionality. That constant number that we would multiply by the seconds in order to know how high the balloon is off the ground at any point in time. So as I moved my paper back over here a little bit, it says, which situation can you represent using an equation in the form y equals kx? And that is balloon B. And the equation is y equals the K number, which was 4, times x. In other words, the height of that balloon, which is the y number, is equal to 4 times the number of seconds that balloon was let go.